So the question I ask is, how many of you truly believe you are worthy of the best in your life? That you are worthy to receive the absolute best that the world, the universe, God has to offer you. How many of you know that? How many of you actually believe it though? It's great to hear people saying, oh, you're so great. I love you. You're so helpful. You're this, you're that. You have all the worthiness. You're great. I adore you. You're the best this. You're the best that. But what about you? When you hear that, what are you thinking? And when you hear that, what are you saying to yourself? Answer that in the comments if you can. We are quick to tell others those words, but slow to believe it about ourselves. Good morning, Nadi. How are you? That is so true, Dawn. That is so true. We tell that to others. You're worthy. Yes, you can. I know you can. I have confidence in you. But when the role is reversed and somebody says to you, Nadi, you know you're good enough. You know you can do the best you can. And you know, this young lady that showed up here today, if she's still here, she could bring tears to my eye. Rochelle can bring tears to my eye if she's still here. And I know she knows that she can. The universe really speaks to me. I really believe God really speaks to me. When I chose this topic, it was like, when it came, it was like 3 minutes before I stood here. And Rochelle came. And when we worked together, Rochelle and I, that was something. And the other members of the team, we had to believe we were good because nobody else believed in us. They looked for us to fail all the time. They were constantly picking at us. The thing that, thanks Rochelle to say you were here, the thing that kept us going was the bond. Good morning, Yuko. Was the bond we formed. You guys have come across Sajid. He's dropped on the live, just as I would mention his name. And you have seen the others come in, and Kifa and all of these. These were the people that we had to fight for us to survive. You guys have no idea. It brings tears to my eye when I remember what it is we had to do as a group to be worthy, because everybody that was on top of us were tearing us down one by one. Yes, you were always there in my corner. I appreciate you and what you have done for me. Thank you, Rochelle. I am not a crier, but as soon as I saw Rochelle, I just knew the topic was perfect. And tears came to my eye. I don't cry often. But when I remember that flipping journey, man, it was not easy. It was not an easy journey for us in that group. It was constant. Yet we were strong. You know, we still are together. We still meet together. We will still go out to dinner. We'll still talk together. And I haven't seen Rochelle on the live for such a long time. And for her to choose today, then the universe really has our back. God has our back. And I want you to believe you are worthy and you do not give up. Because in all what we were going through, when all of us, good morning, Arita, worked at the bank, one thing we had in common, we never gave up on each other. And we never gave up in our quest to do the best we can. We didn't always follow their rules, but man, we stayed together and we worked together for each and every one of us to succeed. You know, for every morning to come in as a manager and somebody says to you, Tessa Marie, you have to get rid of this one. You have to get rid of that one. You have to get rid of this one. Why are you choosing that person to work there? And you have an interview. A person has come to be interviewed for a job. And the person above you comes to you who haven't met them, who haven't read their resume, who has nothing on them, and just sees them sitting, waiting to be interviewed, and walks up to you and use her hand. And she goes, is that your interviewer? And my question was, have you spoken to her? Have you met her? You know, and that was, you have no idea what that was like. You constantly have these people that are above you. And you have a group, and there were maybe 25 people that we managed at the time. I managed at the time. I don't even know how many. From different walks of life. And every time we took a step to succeed, these people would come down on us and ask me to get rid of this one, push this one. And I had to fight. I remember being at a meeting with our VP, and I said, listen to me. I said, we cannot have everybody successful in one area and the other area suffer. What's the point? And he looked at me, what do you mean? I said, you want numbers? I can give you numbers, but it has to come with customer service, because that's what we will take with us in our back pocket. That's what they will cause the customer to follow each and every member of our team where they want to go. So that is why, can you imagine how hard it is to believe you're worthy when they expect you to disappear, or when they expect you to take off? I remember we had somebody struggling. What was his name? He was a trainee, a management trainee, a guy that was training with us. And I forgot his name. And when it was time for him to leave, he wasn't quite ready. So I said, you know what, can I keep him longer just to give him a chance? And then the person above me, when he finally was leaving, came up to him to give him some gifts. And she looked at him and she said to him, you realize you're the longest management trainee we ever had here? And I was aghast. I said, what did you just say to him? I said, did you realize what you told this human being? I said, you are taking away his worthiness. You are demoralizing this human being that really tried. English wasn't even his first language. And you are destroying him. So do you really believe when somebody says to you, you are worthy? That is the question. Because if you do not believe it, you will not be able to fight those storms. Even if you don't believe what they say, but believe that you know you are worthy of better, and you're worthy, and you can, and you will. And one of the things you have to do is do small things that you know you can succeed at. You see Rochelle that came today for the first time in years, Rochelle that is standing there. If you wanted somebody to take you to the next level in customer service, you had nowhere to go. It didn't matter how horrendous that human being was who showed up that day. She could tame them like you tame a lion and bring them down. And this man was telling me what to do with my staff, and I refused. That didn't endear me to him. He used to call me a tiger because I fought him. I refused to let him destroy people. And I said, no, he said, you're like a tiger, and I don't care. It didn't matter to me. But what I want you to realize is that you have to choose. Thank you, my nephew. You have to choose to be successful. And the one way you can bring this out of you is by the small actions you take every day that prove to you, yes, you can. It's not proven to anybody else, because listen to me. The opinions of others does not affect you, and we knew that. We knew the opinions of these people did not affect you. Yet every step we took, we were watched. Even when I invited everybody here for dinner, why didn't you invite me? Was the question. Because you cannot fit into there. You are not a square peg. We are different. We have sharp edges. You are not part of that team. Even that was frowned on. So, and you have to believe that you are worthy of the best, but it doesn't have to come from somebody telling this to you. You have to know it in your core. Good morning, Erica. You have to know it in your core. You have to know it in your heart. And as I said, write it down. Write down your small successes, because that is what will build your confidence. We certainly are different. Yes, we are. And people yet, they want us, especially in a huge corporation like that. They wanted us to all be a set of mummies, just following a line like we are herd. And I'm thinking, no, look at the faces in that group. Look at the abilities. There is one guy today that is a VP, and I trained him. He was walking around, that was Buchan, with his hands in his pocket. And I said, Buchan, how can I give you $5 million to manage if you look like you need $1? He was dressed properly, but his hand is in his pocket. That means you need no business. And I said, you want to win? Get to the reception and stay there. and collect customers as they come in. Put them in your pocket. Today, he's a top guy in the bank. When was that? 2006, 2007? But the point of it is that we are all different, and the ability to see somebody as different and to see what they're great at and to help them bring out that wonderful tool that they have inside of them is much better than just saying, oh, you're worthy, you're worthy. You're worthy of what? Explain to that person what you see in them that's better. Ask them to write down what they feel they can do and do a little of it at a time. You do not have to eat the whole meal in one gulp. You cannot do that. You will die. You'll choke. So why are we asking others to swallow the whole damn enchilada when we know fully well that all they can do is a piece? And make sure they take that small piece every day and perfect it to their standard, not yours. And these are the things people do not realize. Those decisions and those words come back to haunt you. You do not put people down and you do not pretend to them they're worthy and just say, oh, you're worthy, you're worthy. It sounds like a rhyme. We need to understand that people are different. They have different qualities. And if you're going to take the time to tell me you can do it, tell me what I can do. Because as much as that person is sitting in front of you or your friend on the phone or somewhere, and you're saying to them, you can do this, you know, I know you can do this. Do what? Because in their mind, they haven't figured it out yet. In their mind, they haven't figured out what it is they can do. But if you can see they have one trait that is awesome and nobody else has it, you need to feed it like you're feeding a plant. You need to give it sunshine. You are responsible to bring it out of that person, because sometimes we are so crowded with everything else and looking at others succeeding and we are not getting there. And every day coming to work and wondering if today is the day they're going to put you on performance counseling. If today is the day they're going to tell you go to head office. If today is the day they're going to give you a package. If today is the day they're going to tell you we have to put you somewhere else, you're not good enough, move you from the people you're accustomed to. So therefore, we have to understand this is the day that we have to look at people and realize